to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
How's it going, man? You good?
No.
No.
Last Saturday,
Yeah.
we lost Jax.
Oh. Wow. What happened?
Pretty much, he had a very fast moving case of lymphoma.
Oh. I had no idea.
We kept it really close to the chest
Yeah.
because we didn't have the actual vet appointment until late December, 26, 27. I don't know the actual date. It was a Friday.
Yeah.
And that stemmed from something that I had suspected around Thanksgiving
Oh, no.
because I had thought he had gotten something of mine off the counter or the trash can. And so I happened to be in the kitchen when he went out to potty, and I saw him straining, and I went, "Oh, you fucking!" There it is. He's passing the thing.
So whatever the thing is, he ate.
Yeah, I thought that's
Right.
what was going. That's why he was struggling, and I went out and is the wipe or whatever in the pile of shit, and there was blood. There was blood, and I went, "Oh well." Best case scenario, my heart is like, oh, maybe he has an ulcer or he tore something trying to pass something that
whatever he ate.
He ate.
Yeah.
He started to get real clingy most of December,
Mm-hmm.
and he would do like old man as he would kind of do the curl and stomp into his bed and and then lay down. And you don't see him as much as we do, but he had lost some weight when Shiny passed.
I only catch him in the dark when I run in to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Quick, run past.
Yeah.
He had lost some weight when Shiny had passed. Sadness, however, dog.
Sure.
But it was clear. But he had also started to lose some weight here in the last month and a half to 2 months. We had been giving him roasted chicken, like in strips, and like the rotisserie chicken, but we would peel it and put it in his kibble as like here as a treat. It's chicken. We were okay with it, and he didn't have any predispositions against chicken pretty much since Shiny had passed. But it is over time. He started pretty much the middle of November. He started really being picky with eating just the chicken out of his kibble and leaving a bunch of kibble in his bowl. Like he had started to not eat as much, and we were kind of passing it off as he was just wanting the chicken. So he's getting pretty clingy to me through December. We had a Venus's in-laws side for Christmas. I think it was just before Christmas, so it might have been the 21st or 22nd. It was the Friday before, or Friday or Saturday before, and my perspective was Venus's mom has a dog, and her brother and sister-in-law have a dog, and I was like, no dogs, because in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, something, and I just didn't want him, because, in knowing that he was starting to get, old man grumpy, I was like, he's just been different with Shiny being gone. His behavior has just been different, and that's fine. That was, his direct buddy is no longer here. His behavior is different. Like if you've heard Venus get clobbered chasing he's trying to be aggressive with the UPS guy. He was more guard doggy. And this was going to be the first time we were going to have a large group of people outside our family here at the house. And I'm like, no dogs. But also, if he's being old man grumpy, I just don't want other dogs here because it'd be the first time
You don't want to antagonize him.
Right. I just didn't want to piss him off or agitate him if he's all of a sudden just getting old. So the approach I was going to have with having people, plus it was Venus's grandpa was going to be here, and he's 80, high 80s. I didn't want Jax to, jump on or be overly to him. So what I was going to do was put his harness on and leash him. And then as soon as people started coming into the house, I was going to go out the back door with him and then walk him. And then when we came back to the house, people would be here, and then he would just kind of be like, oh, wow, fucking people are here.
Right.
And it would perhaps be less of a shock as people tried to come in through the door. I was also hoping that the guests would find a location and sit, because generally he calms down faster if people come in and sit down and not stand and come in the door, stand in the door and oh shit, dog. Like if you're apprehensive, he starts where are we going? What intro. If you go and sit at the bar or you go and sit at the table, he calms down faster.
Yeah.
So that was the approach. What ended up happening was I leashed him. I started going on a walk, and we got we got just around the corner, and he started to poop. And it was
more of the same. And
normally I'm not chicken hawking him when he goes out in the day, so I'm not outside the one time just around Thanksgiving. I wasn't watching his stool. When we go for a walk and he poops, it's dark. I'm not thinking I should be checking it anymore.
Yeah.
He makes a small deposit, and I went, fuck.
Something is wrong.
Something is wrong. And then he gets 2 steps and then makes another deposit, still evidence. And then we get maybe 100 yards, and he stops again, and another small. And we're not talking full doggy, his size, his size, full doggy. We're talking small, struggle poops. Max may have, when he's nervous or something, may not poop. Anyway, but each one of these things has bad news.
Right.
So right there, now I'm fuck. So I get back to the house. He is noticeably calm. Everyone, without we didn't give him any of the, doggy pot treats as we have in the past to kind of calm him, put him on a vibe. He was approachable. He was we had given him those because he was probably in pain and very tired. And people noticed, has he lost weight? Yeah. I had a one-on-one. I was in a bad place because I knew something's not square. So the whole event, I'm trying to be a good host, but also he is struggling with the people and trying to be near me so that he is soothed. I had a one-on-one conversation with my sister-in-law. She's like, has he lost weight? And I'm like, yeah. And something's not right. Something's not right. And she's like, we had a good talk because they have a dog too who's getting old in age, and he's got him. So we had a moment, but I wasn't full open book this is bad. We get about 3/4, 7/8 with the party. A couple of guests had left. And I told Venus, I'm like, we've got something we need to discuss when everyone's gone. And she's like, did someone in my family piss you off? And I was like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. We get to the end. I'm like, we need to make an appointment with the vet. something's not right. This is what I've seen. I know it's been this way for probably a little while because I saw this way back in November. And she's like, okay. Oh, were you on the back of my neck? I got you. Deal with that. See that? We make an appointment with the vet. That Friday, it takes him in. We disclose. Like me, I'm here all the time. Like, I am the perfect, like, tell me what's been going on. I'm like, there's no one to be a better translator to what's going on than me.
Sure. Yep.
She's okay, we'll take him back. We'll give him a look-see. She pretty much comes back and says that there is a mass just inside, pretty much like a colorectal mass tumor. She's like, it's very, very sensitive. It's very, very inflamed. It's clear. It hurts. Like he is in a distressed when I inspected it, touched it, and we're both like he's had 2 tumors removed. So this isn't completely out of the blue. But Venus and I, after dealing with Armageddon, we had said to each other that we're not going to string a dog along, string a friend along for our sake. Like if this happens, we go out as fast, but yet as respectable as possible for him, or at the time it was Shiny as well. So the doctor comes back, basically gives us a breakdown, and she's like, probably, and she offered us an opportunity to get like a biopsy, and we said, yes, we would like to know. At that time, all we know is it's
a thing there.
It's probably the bad thing. That's why he has blood here, and it's stressful. It causes him pain. So she's like, we can give you pain meds, and we can do a biopsy if you want. I'm like, absolutely. She takes him back. She does the biopsy, gives us pain meds, which we're okay with. But we'd also said to the doctor, like, as she, if it's this, then there's like series of stages where, these, and we both said, thank you, but, that's not, we can't do that. She's like, okay, well, I understand. Absolutely. So it'll be like a quality of life. Absolutely. So we take the pain pills. He manages to get the pain pills on that Friday and sleeps well Saturday. But now we're like also in whatever you want. We don't know how long this timeline is. Whatever you want, fuck it. You got it. He didn't eat well Saturday or Sunday day, and we couldn't get him a pill. I think probably the biopsy was like it just kind of jump-started a discomfort. So Sunday he didn't really.
So it was bad, but then after that it was worse.
Sunday was just really hard because not only would he no longer eat, but we couldn't get him the pain pills. And what unfortunately that did was show us the level at which he
had progressed to.
Yes, yeah. And he was uncomfortable. He was getting tired because he was no longer eating. So Sunday, he just would get down, and then like kind of think like if there was like something. Women who have pregnancy when they're saying like the womb is pressing on your you have to pee.
Yeah.
Right? So he's got
on it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got a mass that's like pretty much pressing on his rectal trigger saying, I gotta poop. So he got down and up off the bed a number of times, each time going outside to try and do a movement, hurt, come back. Eventually, he was just whining at me, trying to get on the bed Sunday night. Absolute terrible night of sleep for him, for sure. Not very good for me. At a point which I decided, well, I'll just go sleep on the couch and hopefully he'll follow me. He didn't. He eventually just passed out in my spot on the bed, and it was what it was. Monday, he didn't eat much at all as well. Wouldn't take a pill. Pretty much every morning last week was me waking up, setting every fucking known dog treat that I can think of on the counter, and like trying to hand feed him something to see if he would eat it so I could sneak in a pill on the next go round, and he wasn't having it. And then also his poop went from like mud to like spray, like full diarrhea. Like things were just shutting down. And it was a point where I thought we weren't even going to make it to hear the results of the biopsy. Like she's telling us like 1 week and we'll probably hear the end. So New Year's was the first was a wreck. The second was a wreck. And Wednesday, for whatever reason, maybe he kind of came around a corner and he decided mac and cheese. Fucking A. Mac and cheese it is. Canned tuna, canned chicken, or mac and cheese.
Oh, wow.
And we got him finally to get like a pain pill. And whatever reason that escapes probably Venus and I, we hadn't circled back to the absolute winning combination of canned whipped cream.
Yeah.
The first Wednesday and Thursday, he would take a pain pill with canned whipped cream, and he would eat mac and cheese. But because we had seen what we had seen Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we made a call to say that he's done.
Yeah.
He's done. So we ended up making an appointment for Saturday to let him go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's tough. I had no idea. No idea.
And here's the thing. I am first the vet clinic, Arborview Veterinary Clinic. Absolute amazing people. For every dog that we've had, they've been amazing. They've treated us with the most amount of respect. They've never questioned us or given us any kind of grief on, certainly for Armageddon. Armageddon walked in under his own power.
Yeah.
Jax walked in under his own power. And when we, we're here to let him go. Shiny, we didn't get that option, and I would have preferred it, but Shiny and her seizures were in such a place that we weren't going to make it, probably 12 hours to a place where we were going to be comfortable with the people to conduct the end. She just deserved to go as soon as possible. Absolute just champions over there. And towards the beginning of the procedure, when the vet actually walked in to perform it, I said, before I lose my shit, I'm like, before I lose all my composure, I just wanted to let you guys know that you've been the best to me and my family and to my dogs. I'm like, thank you. And she's like, oh, well, thank you. We got an amazing last set of days. We walked multiple times Friday and Saturday before we left. Because the kids were still on vacation, everybody got to participate.
I think I saw at a certain time of the day, I was like, oh, he's early. He's early
today. Yes. Anytime he looked at his leash and he looked at the front door, we went.
Let's go.
I got an opportunity to take him in the truck with Xander. I'm like, if you want to come, I'm going to try and see. He was starting to struggle. We slept that entire week on the couch because he could no longer make it onto the bed. And the one day early in the week when I jingled the truck keys, he came out here, but he was no longer wanting to. He put his paws up in the footwell, but couldn't make the jump. And then when I went to pick him up and put him in, he kind of like he didn't yelp, but I could tell, oh shit, I touched something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's okay, buddy. We'll just go for a walk instead, because I didn't want to hurt him to try and put him in the truck. But 48 hours or so later, when he was on the good sprint, I'm like, I jingled the keys. I think he wants to go. We'll try and see how he is getting into the truck. Do you want to come? And Xander was like, absolutely. I'm like, there's not a lot of room for you in the bitch seats, but if you want to go and be a part of something that he absolutely loves, I'm like, this is a shot. I think that was probably the last ride he got in the truck. And it smiles on all faces. Like I said, the kids got to participate in all the last walks. I didn't force them, but it was kind of like, I don't know. Friday night, we ordered pizza only because I cut off all the crust of both pizzas, and he ate that too. And it was like, whatever you want, fucking, and he was happy as a clam to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday was rough. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I had to work because I was just dumb.
Yeah, you should have taken a day.
I probably should have. And to circle back, Shiny was rough, and I told you and Mike and your son, I think a day later, because it took me a bit to like process it. This waited until now because I was just like, my last one, and it's been so quiet.
Yeah.
I was asking people, so I'm like, when did we get Genesis? And I think she said 2002 or so. We were doing the math, I think, at Sunday on a walk or Saturday at some point. I'm not quite sure. And I've pretty much telecommuted for 22 something years. And 90% of that, I have had a canine best friend at all times here in the house. Like, that is my coworker. That is my sympathy blanket. It's the thing that generates ambient sound for me.
Yeah.
But also, the flip side, for 20-something years, I have had someone teaching me the splits while I try and sleep.
Yeah.
On my shoulder, in my armpit, or pushing me into Venus. So trying to sleep without that, absolutely rough. And the extra time that it has taken me to process it really comes from my understanding that I'm surrounded by so many amazing people that if I were to do what I had done for Shiny, even 24 hours afterwards, like to re-climb up out of the pit of sadness, because every time like I talk about it, it's just like everybody's gone. All my friends are gone. Goddamn, it's been hard. It's been hard. Like, yeah. Are you still congested, fucker?
A little bit.
And what Venus and I got back from the procedure, we almost like immediately, without speaking, probably to an outsider, it may have seemed insensitive, but we almost just flat out went straight to removing dog stuff from visual space, like almost as fast as possible. It was pretty comprehensive. We did a bunch of laundry. We moved stuff, pills, dog treats, things that like to get it out of dog food bowls, dog mats, stuff to like out of the way, because it was just I needed to take a breath and not be like, I already have plenty to remind me.
Did you lay some paper towels around just because you could?
I put on gloves every once in a while. Like, who needs me to pull something from their asshole? Like, please?
Oh, nobody?
Yeah. Friday night before his appointment, I had a shower. He crawled himself off the fucking couch like a fucking Chad, and I got one last lick of my legs.
Oh, gosh.
That job's open
Oh.
if you're looking for something to do when I take a shower. Hashtag Ulanzi.
Oh, man.
So there's no disrespect here. Please don't take.
No, I didn't know. If I'd have known, it would have.
I'm sure. I have doggy poop bags for you and your son to split because obviously I have no purpose. We have one bag of dog food that we're going to donate to the SPCA. There are still really for me, there are still some triggers that are after 20-something years. There are still triggers, particularly with him, that we've had Amazon, the slow rumble of the...
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I have, a Pavlovian trigger to, lean back in my chair and, because he, get up, you don't need to bark kind of thing.
Yeah.
But his we had a UPS or something delivery today, and Piper was in the living room, and she opened the door to get the package, but she too heard the truck driving up, and she got the package, and then she comes down the hill, and she's clearly in tears, and she's like, I was looking down the hall, ready to
guard the door or whatever. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. Everyone looks down the hall for him to be, or any dog, but now that there's nothing there, at my cue ball thing, like his dog bed, and it's a hard adjustment.
Now I will say, I didn't know anything was going on with Jax. That's okay. I'm not mad about it. But last week, when I went to the bathroom,
yes,
normally I get met by him.
Yes,
didn't even show.
He may have been in the living room, and he may have been medicated.
At the moment, I thought, oh, that's weird, and didn't think much of. He must be asleep, or maybe he's hanging out with Venus, or whatever it was. But now it makes sense.
Yeah,
because that was he
and for what it's worth,
that was what he did.
Yeah, he was in the. He was. That was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. It was a good day. Yeah. It was a good day. I regret not having a moment to see at least one last shot. But if he was in the living room,
yeah, it's all good.
For what it's worth, we had a hilarious show. It was a good break for me, so I thank you for that. While I didn't tell you what was going on, it was a good break. We had a huge ass chuckle multiple times throughout the show.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I
mean, we're not scripting this. Some days are good and some days are bad.
Right.
I've had them. You've had them.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's just, we talk about what's happening.
So it'll be, to the friends that I'm not going to post anything. And, I imagine Argonaut will probably listen, and whoever else listens that's in the immediate circle. I'll certainly have a moment every time I'm sure when your son hears it, or you can tell him I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to get something, and I'll lose my shit, and that's okay.
He's going to come by and bring my rat GDO.
Oh. Because the case?
Yeah, because I was like, hey, I'll come over after. He's like, I'll just come by. And I said, well, wait till the show's over. I don't,
Oh, yeah. So I'll tell him there.
I'm not going to open the garage door because you show up in the middle of the show.
Yeah. You can sit out there in the cold, bitch. It's not raining.
So he's going to be coming by. No, it wasn't raining when I left.
That was good.
So, well, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm obviously.
Yeah. It's
It makes what I wanted to talk about pale in comparison. That's all I have to say about that.
Is it sad or happy?
No, it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's go.
Oh man, I don't even. It's just.
It's okay. I'm processing. It's I told Venus, I think on Monday, like
I'll bring Max by.
I'm so used to.
you can
right.
Hey,
I made a joke with Piper because she keeps doing me like the cats. I'm like, no cats. Like there's I'm okay. I'm done. Like I only love at one speed, and that is all the speeds.
Cats are fickle bitches anyway.
And Venus is like, I'm like, I would be the best cat dad. I'm telling you, that's just how it goes.
But cats are, you never know what you're going to get. You might get the cat that wants to curl up with you. That's great. But you might get the cat that we have, which is like, fuck you guys. Oh, where's my food?
Sometimes I forget that you have that cat.
Exactly. Because that cat never comes around unless there's food involved. Or
not even for shit. Where does it spend its time?
In Millie's room most of the time. It comes out and, we
Not even for Shan?
Oh, I mean, she comes out. Don't get me wrong. But most of the time, like in the morning, like I would feed Max and her. Half the time she doesn't even come out, so I don't even make her food. It's like, oh, okay, well, if you're not going to bother to come out, I'm not going to put food out so you don't eat it.
Right.
I'm not going to waste food.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I even got an automatic feeder for her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise she would just run through the house and scream at you like, "Put food in my plate." And so I'm like, well, I'll just get this automatic feeder, and it'll just kick out.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it do it with like a chime or something so that she knows when she
it's
hears
me, and it says, "Come get your food."
Where you fucking pussy?
I literally recorded myself just testing it, going, "Come get your food," and that's what it does right now.
Oh no, that's awesome.
That's how we left it.
Would she have like an automatic litter box too?
No, Shan cleans it. Oh. I didn't want a cat. This is Melanie's cat.
Yeah.
I didn't want a cat in the house. And I mean, I will say she's fine. She doesn't like tear up the furniture or the carpet she's very clean. She uses her litter box. She doesn't make any messes. She has a scratching post that she uses that literally we have to replace from time to time because she tears the shit out of it. Yeah. And that's the only thing she scratches up as far as I know. Mm-hmm. She just doesn't curl up with people. She spends a little time with Shanna recently, but not
when Melly comes home.
When Melly comes home, she spends her time with Melly.
Oh, okay.
In her room.
Yeah.
Damn it! Look at this.
Wow. The human body is an amazing,
isn't it? Just a
thing.
Mucus generator.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. Cats.
Mm. I've gotten a lot of stuff done, a lot of little knickknacks because I've just been. Yeah. I'm going to keep myself busy.
But if you had your choice, you wouldn't.
I would trade it all in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Unequivocally.
Yeah. Yeah.
No reservations.
Yeah. So, well, I'm that's no good. No bueno. Sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well,
and if you or someone you know needs indoor air cleaning machine.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But from the makers of 3-Wipe Gyms comes the air cleaner 69,420.
We're going to get a boost right now for 3-Wipe Gym orders. You know what I'm saying?
The new improved 6-Wipe Gyms. But you went from 3.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's because you could use 6 wipes on it.
Double the freaking coverage.
You just flip it over.
Yeah, fold it, fold it, keep going.
How big is it?
Yeah.
12 by 12. What?
It's basically a fucking bath towel.
Yeah. Brawny.
Yeah.
I mean, not brawny. Brawny adjacent?
One of the YouTube, speaking of that, one of the YouTube channels I watch, Legit Streetcars.
Yes.
He has come out with his own brand of shop wipes. sort of like a moistened shop towel
Okay.
that's got texture on one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
They look really cool. Like I want to order them because he shows like his hands are got grease or whatever all over them. He'll take one of these wipes that he sells now that he helped develop, I guess.
Right.
And his hands come clean with no run. He shows it right there. And I'm like, that's a really telling, really telling, like.
Are they expensive?
I haven't priced them, but man.
Yeah.
Give a congested guy some reason to get teary-eyed, motherfucker. Oh, man. This pales into this.
Hey.
So, Christmas things are up at the house, right?
Yeah.
Christmas tree is a tree that we bought at Hobby Lobby 5-6 years, something like that.
Okay.
Great tree. It's like a 9-footer.
Jesus, that's a big tree.
Well, we got 10-foot ceilings in the house, right? So, yeah, it's pretty big.
Cool.
We got it on a really good sale for like, I don't know, $200 or something.
Right. Praise Jesus.
And it's got a crap ton of lights on it.
Right.
Last year, I think it started, but this year, even more so. All of a sudden, we just started having lights.
Right, because didn't we talk
out.
about the light tester last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you don't really want to think that things are just dying for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But all of a sudden, like right after Christmas, like the whole top section of the tree just went dark.
All the lights.
Like all the lights in the top section. Yeah. And then we had already bought 300 lights to fill in a couple other spots that were dark. And so I'm like, well, we got to figure this out because that tree now at Hobby Lobby, the same tree, is like almost $600.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big no for me.
Yeah, so I'm like, we're going to resuscitate this, and I don't really understand. Okay, the light tester thing,
right? That
fixes stunts in the thing. Like, I don't understand the whole stunt thing.
Okay.
Stint. Shunt. The shunt thing. So you plug the strand into it and you click it a bunch of times and that reverses stunts. Shits. It helps fix that and then the lights will come on.
See, a year later I forgot what it did, but I remember looking up how it did what it did.
And this tool is a multi-use tool. So it has this shunt fixing ability.
Right.
It has ability to like take one of the bulbs out and put it in this thing and check to see if the bulb's okay.
Okay.
It has a little area where you can take one of the fuses out of the plug.
Oh, okay.
And drop it on there and see if the fuses are okay.
Okay.
It allows you to do the shunt with the plug, and also you can take a bulb out and put the bulb socket into the unit and click that. There's that. And then it has a continuity checker where you press this button on the top and hold it. If you hold it like where a light is that's lit, it'll beep. But if you put it on a bulb that doesn't have any continuity, it'll be no beeping. So it has all these uses. So super useful tool, right?
Right.
So I've been using that. But what I have found is there are whole strands of lights on this tree because they're built into the tree.
Okay, right.
That all of the bulbs, every single one of them are like almost black. They're all clear bulb, so they're all burnt.
Oh, wow.
And like, I don't understand how this works.
Running her personal massage device off the same
I don't know.
Same circuit?
My understanding is that if you get a bulb that goes out in a strand of lights, in a mini strand, then there's some amount of percentage that the rest of the bulbs will burn out quicker. And if you get more than one, that percentage ramps up. And I think it has to do with the fact that the amount of electricity is now being spread out
Over less and less?
over less numbers of bulbs, so they burn hotter and they burn out quicker.
I work on Linux, so I have
I don't know either. It's a mystery.
Factual, fundamental understanding of.
My understanding of bulbs is you've got a wire and two conduits, and like one's a positive and one's a negative or a neutral, and that's it, right? And when you pull one out, that would kill the amount of power going to the rest, so that the whole strand goes out. So
you've blacked out the bulbs of the entire top of the tree, is what has happened?
The entire top of the tree, plus some other sections of the bottom of the tree, have gone dark.
Okay.
And when I start looking at the bulbs themselves are like smoked on the inside, so they're like got this black stripe on them. I can show you this picture. And you're going to say, what the fuck? So I'm going to say this also. I have purchased 300 bulbs to replace bulbs on my tree to try and resuscitate it.
Refresh. Renew?
Yeah. And what I don't understand is the whole...
Renovate. Is it working, or you just ordered the bulbs?
I ordered the bulbs, and...
Oh, shit. Yeah, they look like tiger striped.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, and
they're dead.
Oh, these are burnt.
Okay.
I mean, they're burnt.
Okay, so
look at them.
Filament just flat out.
Yeah. Well, like, what would cause an entire strand of lights to go like that?
Like a surge of some sort.
What is happening?
That's weird.
I know. I don't understand. It looks like, it looks like bumblebees or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest shit. So I have so far replaced close to 200 bulbs on the tree.
Have you turned on it? Or are you waiting?
Some of them I have gotten some of the strands to come back on.
Okay.
I have a section on the bottom right now. Like one of the strands is dark still. So I have to figure out, I'm going to go through. It looks like I've replaced all the bulbs, but it's possible. They don't always go black. So sometimes they can be burnt without, or they can be broken without having a black glass on the inside.
Okay.
So I'm working through that. I did get 2 strands to come on the bottom. I still have one dark one at the top. And that one's pretty easy. I can just pull the top section off and like unplug it from the post and plug it into the wall, like down off the tree. So that makes it easy to work on. But it's a matter of going through hundreds of bulbs and like checking it for continuity, and then maybe this bulb isn't good, and then pulling it out and checking it. Oh, this one's bad, and then replacing it. And the problem is that the first 100 bulbs I bought had the bases on them, the little plastic base.
Yeah.
Well, those bases didn't work real well in my light sets. So you got to take the bulb off, take the base off.
Oh, Jesus.
Take the new bulb's base off, and then take the new bulb and put it in the old base, and then put it in. So it takes time because everything's fucking tiny and I'm blind as shit.
Right.
So I got smart on the second 200 bulbs I ordered, and I just bought the bulbs that don't have bases on them.
Oh.
So I don't have to do that.
Right.
I only have to do half the process.
Right. So how many bulbs are in the tree?
Oh, I think it's like 1,500 or something.
Oh, shit. You got work.
Well, I'm getting to the point to where most of them have been replaced.
Oh, okay.
I just haven't figured out where the problem spots are in the dark sections yet. But my God, it takes... I've probably spent 6 or 8 hours on it with like my shop light, my shop LED light, and literally just pulling bulbs and swapping the actual...
You get your wife involved. It'd be like some sort of like...
I want it to work.
Christmas sweat. Oh, shit.
Shots fired.
Shit.
Well, the real issue, not the real issue, one of the big things that happened was the other night, she just started going on the tree and seeing that there were all these black bulbs, and she just started pulling them. And I'm like, no, don't pull them off the fucking tree, because now I got to figure out where they go. Oh. And those things hide in the needles and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a disaster.
Yeah.
And
They may be bad, and they may need to come out, but I need to know where they're at.
Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah.
And so I ended up working through that section last night. I worked on it for a couple hours, worked through that section, and I had 4 bulbs left over. Like, I don't even know where the fuck those go.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, you don't understand. If the bulb doesn't make it back in the socket, that strand never lights.
Right.
So that's a problem.
How much are the bulbs?
It was like $18 for 200.
Oh, so you're going to make out.
I'm not going to spend $600 on new lights for sure.
Right.
And they're on Amazon. They just come in like 2 days, which gives me a reprieve if I run out. I'm like, well, I got 2 days. I don't have to work on this fucker. But the point is that I'm trying to get it fixed now. So when we pack it up and put it away next Christmas, we'll put it up. In theory,
all the lights will work.
And will work.
Is everything else for Christmas put away?
For the most part.
Minus the tree.
The tree's just there, and I'm just working on it. It's like sweatshop time.
Our tree has like I don't know, it's aged so that it now sheds glitter. And so when we unpacked it to set up Christmas, Venus like unpacked it and shook it out right here in the driveway. And it looked like we had just fucking murdered a whole clan of fairies or something. There was glitter everywhere.
I did notice that when I came over.
And then she put it in the tree or in the house and then set it up. Like at some point in putting ornaments and decorating it, more it looked like more assassinations happened.
And the problem with the glitter is that you don't ever feel like you fully ever get it cleaned up.
Right.
You find it for months and months afterwards.
It's everywhere.
And
then when
we
packed it up, there was like more fairy assassinations all over the place. It was quite funny.
Well, oddly, even though it's a fake Christmas tree, fucking pine needles all over the damn place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The fuck?
And the tree's got like these little pine cones on the outside of it.
Oh, really?
So sometimes those fall off, and you got needles and pine cones on the floor, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's not even alive.
It's not even a real tree.
Where'd this shit come from?
Yeah. It's a great tree. We Shannon and I were just talking about it. We don't think like we look at Target and Walmart and other places that sell Christmas trees come Christmas time, and they're all thin garbage. And this is a nice full tree with a shitload of lights on it, and the branches look like they could be real, possibly.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't feel like tossing it.
Sure.
And then spending almost $600 on
that's not very American of you. When it doesn't work, you just toss it and buy new.
Right.
And if
that's what Hyundais are for.
Yeah. If you put it on credit, well, that's just the American way, Jim.
True.
Why aren't you contributing to the economy?
I am. I'm buying light bulbs.
Okay, there you go. It's not fast enough.
Right. We got to get to $600 somehow.
Oh, yeah. Somehow. We got to make it all work.
We got to do it. Hey, you're going to do it with a tree, or you're going to do it with lights?
Well, like I said, and to whatever the show we did, we were talking about for the Govee under Eve lights. When I took mine down, I tossed them. I was like, so that way you're forced to do something. I'm actively looking for the sale. It's in like my watch list and my Honey, bargain hunting whatever list that Honey does. Yeah. Like if it comes on, I know the footage. I know, I'm ready. But if I don't get Christmas lights, I don't get under Eve lights somewhere between now and November. I have no outdoor Christmas lights, so I'm actively waiting for a good deal because it needs to happen. Don't
they usually dip in price somewhere around like summertime or the end of summer?
At this point, it's probably like October, like Halloween. Like when do we make jokes that there's already inflatables at Home Depot and Lowe's
for Christmas?
For Christmas, it's like somewhere near Halloween.
September. That whole thing is bizarre to me. I don't really understand, because we were doing some shopping before Christmas even, and Valentine's Day was starting to show up, and we're like, what the fuck? We were at like TJ Maxx or something.
Yeah.
And we were looking at stuff, and we're like head up towards the checkout to check out,
Mm-hmm.
and there was fucking Valentine's Day shit. It wasn't Christmas. It wasn't. We were like a week away from Christmas, and I was like, that is
Right.
the middle of fucking February.
Dude, the kid's not even in the manger yet.
Yeah,
I don't need the confectionery hearts. Like,
so bizarre.
let me celebrate the birth of Christ.
Can we just get through a holiday before
Kwanzaa, even. Jesus.
something?
Let us. That's like
I mean, at New Year's,
Martin Luther King Day.
they haven't figured out a way for us to pay for anything on New Year's other than maybe poppers or something.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls. I don't know.
You had Max with you, right? New Year's? How was that with did you have any fireworks?
No, we were at my in-laws and he
Right.
was at home.
Oh, was he?
He's not allowed to go over there
Why?
because my mother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But was he a bad dog?
No.
He's just
they
a dog.
They have cats.
Oh. Does he chase cats?
No.
She's just not happy.
Well, and I will say this.
No, you won't.
They had a cat recently they had to put down.
Oh.
Like right before Christmas time.
Oh. Much sad.
Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That coolest cat ever.
Really?
That's one of those ones where one of the coolest cats ever
Yeah.
would come out and see you, would
Play with you.
wanted you to pet it, would rub on you.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool cat. I don't know what happened. That cat started losing weight, and it looked like a skin and bones cat.
Oh no.
It got really frail,
Yeah.
and it got to the point to where they had that conversation of, well, how long
Right.
is too long,
Right.
and are we there?
Yeah.
And decided they were there.
Yeah.
So,
Where do you
they
take
got
Max? Like a vet? Do you know?
his vet is in Folsom.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that we have taken him anywhere here locally. He hasn't had to really go to the vet.
Yeah. I mean, if he doesn't, that's good too.
Yeah.
Like,
But because his vet is in Folsom based on the place we adopted him from.
oh, okay.
That was their
Go to
vet
Yeah.
that they said to use.
Oh, okay.
Because of, I don't know, for shots or something, they were like, we're covering the shots, take him to his vet, which is in Folsom.
Gotcha.
And we haven't had an opportunity or a need to take him somewhere here locally, so we haven't.
Gotcha.
The only thing that he gets taken to is to get his nails trimmed and his teeth cleaned at Petco in Auburn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bell Road? That one?
Yeah, Bell and 49, yep.
Hmm.
So, yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, Christmas tree bullshit.
Fucking A.
And hours. I'm just spending hours fucking twiddling fucking little tiny lights.
What? I ran across something. How? Cock joke. How old are your cock guns?
You're talking about the metal bracket thing that
Yes.
you put the cock tube into and squeeze?
Yes.
Probably maybe 10 years or
Okay.
something.
Is it a dripless?
What?
Exactly. I ran across some random feed.
But wait a second.
Wait. Oh, yeah. And it was some guy, it was like some Canadian contractor, like showing how to caulk windows and doors, like with the least amount of effort and the quickest, like tips and tricks.
I've watched some of that shit.
And I'm like, oh, fucking, as someone that has in like late homeowner years repainted rooms and learned to caulk the seams between the ceiling and the upright wall. If you run a bead of caulk in that joint, it makes lining. If you're doing two different colors between the ceiling or the wall, like you're doing an accent wall, it makes lining that much easier, especially if your walls are textured.
Yeah.
Because it's a single surfaced. It's like streamlined, so you can easily line.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bump.
There's
up
no
or,
roughy
right,
spots.
Bump up or bump down from thing. So I'm like, oh, fucking sure. What's these tips and tricks of the professional caulkers? All right. And he first thing he does is he's like, "Do you have one of these? Do you have 2 of these?" As someone that had 3 of those, because
you forget and buy another one.
Buy another one. That's the most simplest apparatus. I had one in the RV, in the random toolbox. I had 2 in the tool shit underneath here. One that had tube of acrylic, silicone, whatever in it.
Yeah, that's dried as fuck.
Right. If this is you're caulking a backsplash, caulking a sink, caulking something.
Caulking your wife.
Yeah. And a little too much comes out after you're done pumping.
Yeah.
All those scenarios apply.
Right.
You know oh shit, and you wipe it or you swipe it with your finger or something because you're wearing gloves or a paper towel or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you end up with a too much on the line that you had 80% perfect, and now you've got 10%, 20% with too much smudge. This guy goes, if you've got these, throw them away and get a dripless caulk gun. And I went, oh, fucking what?
Okay, because you're telling me this, and I see what you're saying, but what does not make sense to me is that the tube is doing the work. The tube is part of the tip from is part of the tube of caulk that you buy that you put into the gun.
Yes.
Right?
Right. But the spring and the compression of the gun
pulls back on the...
Right. So, and that's how the dripless works. So a normal gun, right, you have the last pull of spring pushes the plunger into the tube.
Yeah.
And it leaves it there.
Yeah.
And the rest
pressure
the residual pressure will, until it catches and equalizes.
It's hydraulics, man.
Right. Will continue to push out the tip.
Yeah.
As it should. That's how pressure
works,
kids.
Push it out of the tip.
Hashtag JetBlue. Not a sponsor. A dripless caulk gun simply releases the spring and the tension on the plunger. So that way it almost creates like a small vacuum as the pressure on the
So it sucks it back into the tube? Oh.
And then...
Really? Did you buy one?
I bought one.
Oh.
The next day.
Fucking A. Wait, is this a feature that they can charge an extra $10 for?
I don't even know how much it was.
You were like, fuck it, man.
And what was funny is that when I picked it up, I'm like, dripless, sweet. It has a switch. Dripless, normal. I'm like, I don't even know why you would need normal, but this one can choose.
Really?
And I fucking threw away the 3 that I had.
Is the switch like a safety?
It kind of looks that way.
Well, I didn't know that was a thing.
Why was it? How did I not know?
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple thing. Thank you,
So
YouTube.
you used it?
I have not used it. I just replaced...
You want to cock my ass?
You don't want the extra drips?
No. If I could do away with the drips on my ass, then...
The extra seeping's a little too much. You never complained before. I didn't know there was a non-seeping version, and I don't want that.
I don't need cream pie cocking.
It's too much. It's fucking too much.
Oh, shit.
I can take all the pumping, but the extra seeping, nah, not my bag.
Yeah. Wow, huh? I didn't know that was a thing. Now I have to throw away the ones I have and go buy a new one.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Thanks. No, actually, I need to re-caulk. See what I did there?
Yeah, you've got
my shower.
Yeah.
It's old. It's like 27 years old, so it needs some love.
It will get use. I did because when I took the camper shell off Meemaw, and I want to seam seal the bed.
Yeah.
It's not rusted, but it's rusting.
Mm-hmm.
So I need
surface rust.
Yeah, I need to get in there. I want to abrase it, and then get some like rust preventer in that crack, and then I will seam seal it. And I've got the seam sealer, and then that's probably why that popped up in my feed because I was looking at like truck bed rejuvenation, refresh, and ultimately I want to. There's some of the guy had like sheet metal screwed the bed liner into like the rails.
Yeah.
I want to flatten those out, put nutserts in there. Not that I'm going to put the bed back in, the liner back in, but there's holes there.
Right.
I'll put nutserts in there, and I would like to Raptor liner the bed, but I want to, rust preventer the bed as it is, reseam it before I do that liner, and then like rejuvenate the
speaking
stuff.
of rust preventer,
yes.
One of the things I see a lot is rust converter products.
Yes, that
Are those like something you would use and then leave, or do they convert it into? I mean, what is left over when you use a rust converter product? Do you know what that is? I have no idea.
I think it reverses the oxidation of the rust and like neutralizes it, and then it's like because I have some.
Is it?
It's like a primer and neutralizer all in one.
So, and it's meant. My understanding is it's meant mainly for surface rust stuff. You're not going to be using converter on like a rust hole.
No.
So you're just kind of knocking down surface rust.
Yes.
And it converts it and prevents it from rusting.
Right.
To the point that you can now primer over it,
yes.
or do you have to do more prep work on top of the rust?
It kind of depends on like how thorough you want to be. I have a rust converter primer like in that Home Depot bucket over there that I'm going to use because the stage of surface rust that's on Mima, I'm okay with like that kind of simplifying a couple of steps. Now, when I had the 260Z here a decade, 20-something years ago, it had rust that was more, had a little bit more pitting, not quite completely degrading of the sheet metal, but it was more comprehensive.
Yeah.
And for that, I had wire wheeled a neutralizer just for giggles and then an etcher, and then I had primered over it. So I had really gone the extra mile to make sure that the rust was gone, but I'm gonna etch the metal again, then I'm gonna primer so that way we're fucking done.
Yeah.
Mima's truck bed is not that far gone, probably because it had a camper shell on there.
Yeah.
And really, if I wanted to go, it's the seam up against like the.
But on the inside, though.
Yeah. No, it's on that. It's in the. What do you mean inside?
On the inside of the bed itself.
Yes. Yeah. Not.
And if you're going to rhino line that at some point, I mean, just getting it to convert and putting down some sort of primer or something like that.
Yes,
would be more than enough.
Absolutely for what it's at.
Yeah.
I will be 100%. And it's already 30-something years old, so I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
There's some acceptable losses here,
and
but it's not bad enough. I'm just trying to help make sure that I'm not gonna put $200-$300 of a liner, and not take care and end up with like a rust bubble, 6 months down the road because I didn't do my diligence and at least neutralize what I could see with my eyes. Like, this needs to be taken care of.
Sure.
I'm just gonna,
And I think the rhino liner shit is the way to go. That stuff is, I think it's like Chandler's truck has it in the bed.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can get it can scratch off depending on what you're doing, but
yeah.
It has grip to it.
Oh yeah.
Like, it doesn't really let stuff slide around as much as like the natural bed or a plastic liner for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
One of the first things we did when we got the Dodge, like brand new, is we took it. I don't even remember where it was local. Well, Venus took it to a place local and had a Linex put in it, and that shit lasted for years and years and years. I mean, it's a 2500. We put yards of various materials in that bed.
A pallet of bricks.
And it
Oh, not that. That was your other truck or this truck?
No, the Dodge.
The farm truck.
Yes, the farm truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I put a pallet of bricks on that shit.
Yeah. Pavers, bricks, fucking river rock, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And it is certainly, now, 10, 15, 20 years later, it's showing its age. You know, if you ran a round nose in between the grooves of the bed, you could peel up a chunk.
Probably.
And, but that's user error and not necessarily it. But
it
was worth it. Absolutely worth it.
You figure, too, in however many years it's been, that shit's improved anyways. Right.
Oh, sure.
If you had it sprayed now, it'd probably last even longer than the one that you have in it. That's lasted. So you know what I mean.
Right.
So.
And I wouldn't get because there's like spray paint. There's a rattle can version, and then there's the 2K, like 2-component.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get the non-2K. Yeah. They sell both. When we're speaking about Raptor as the Raptor liner, the brand specifically, they make both. They make like the quickie rattle can and like non-2-component, and then they sell like the higher end one that has like the catalyst and the hardener and the fucking I wouldn't go with the non. Like I would only go with the 2K.
Yeah, spend the money and have somebody do it.
And that's my intention. I, of course, through the month of December, ran into some delays that prevented it. But I started to get a little handle on the tailgate because I was going to do a test bed on the tailgate itself and buy, because the AutoZone over here sells like a bottle of the 2K Raptor liner, which would be more than enough to do a small size truck's tailgate.
Yeah.
And I would have wouldn't use the whole thing and I would end up with waste. But, I was going to rejuvenate the tailgate nut certs where there were sheet metal screws. I had it kind of pre-sanded and stuff. It ran out of time, obviously. But that's the intent, and I think it'll look amazing.
Yeah.
But haven't gotten there quite yet.
So you have the bed or the
camper shell
and the
bed liner is out. I wanted to do that for a couple reasons. I wanted to actually see the status of the bed,
and you wanted rain to get in it,
right? Fucking like the word, but I had to get the top off to get the.
You know what Chandler did in his truck, which I thought was cool, is he had access to some leftover turf grass.
Oh yeah,
and he just cut it, and now that's what's in the bottom of his truck.
The truck bed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I just thought it's kind of cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! There's truck things. So for Mima, I don't have, as we've talked about in shows past, a battery jumper.
Uh-huh.
I didn't get one for Mima.
Yeah.
Actually, technically, I don't have one for the RS, but Venus and Piper both have one for their cars.
Yeah.
It's like on when I get some extra money, I'll get one for the. But we talked about an episode a couple back where I was like, truck guys that have trucks but aren't truck guys.
Right.
Man, I really need to have, a jumper or something with cables or at least a battery charger for Mima. Ideally, DeWalt makes one that you can use their battery system in a charger. I'm like, oh, that'd be easy, but it was like $59 something bucks. I'm like, after Christmas, after I'm out of moratorium.
Isn't that what you'd pay for like a jumper pack though? $60?
Yes.
I mean, that seems like
but
about
I could
the
go.
Same.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was like, fucking DeWalt. Anyway, I looked at a couple other things. I have no problems with their. I think Hulkman is what I have for Venus and Piper. Like, but after Christmas, I'll wait till after Christmas. Maybe someone got me one for Christmas or something. Fucking who knows? So I'm not going to get one. It didn't end up happening. For whatever reason, in early December, there was a production thing at work, and I was working on that issue to its success. And on Monday, I ended up getting some shared success reward thing that came with like a pool of points to spend at our blah 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 at our storefront or whatever.
And did you know that existed?
I did,
Oh,
because when I got my 25-year award thing, I got 100,000 of these points to spend, and I bought the DeWalt cordless ratchet.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I remember you talking about
that. The Monday this award comes in, you have 50,000 points to spend a thing, and I went, oh, fucking, whoa.
What can I get?
What's here?
Yeah.
And the $149 DeWalt jumper battery pack USB charger whatever doodad carry-on thing was in this storefront for, it was like 52,000 points, and I had 50.
Yeah.
And I went,
how much is 2,000 points?
It was $11.
Oh, perfect.
So for $150, $159 thing, I spent $11, and now I have a thing for Mima because I solved a problem at work.
I actually got an email from Marriott Bonvoy like, hey, dumb shit, you haven't been traveling. You haven't rented any rooms from us.
Yeah.
And your points are going to go away.
No way.
And I was like, fuck. And so I figured out that you can spend your points. They have a shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And I only had like, I don't know, 15,600 points, which isn't a lot. Like I want to say a
Marriott
room
branded notepad.
Yeah, I want to say a one room for one night is probably like 50,000 points. I got 15.
Oh,
so I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
Shan, I rented a closet. Let's go bone.
Yeah. So I go on the thing, and I'm like, what can I spend 15,000 points on?
Yeah.
Nintendo eShop for $35.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I ordered that, and that's on its way. So I had to do a similar thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And there's a number of people on my team that I don't think realize that those points
are worth something
or have a value. Like there's a marketplace that we can actually, you've got points, and people think,
like,
why do I need a Wells Fargo polo?
What am I going to
shirt?
get? A pen?
Yeah, an acrylic cube.
Yeah, cool. What do I get? Are you going to sign me up for another account that I didn't know I had?
Wells Fargo branded golf divot digger.
A golf towel.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. That's actually pretty cool, though.
Anyway, so I got something for $11, and now I've solved the problem.
Yeah, nice.
That I didn't have. Anyways, we are at time, sir.
All right. Well, I just want to say, rest in peace, Jax. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yes.
That fucking sucks.
Cancer sucks.
Yeah. So, sorry to hear that, buddy.
Thank you. We will be okay.
Yeah.
Slowly, but surely.
So, don't forget to pet your dog.
Wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
Turn the cart.
Make the call if you need to.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Check your oil, Tony.
Pick up a broom.
And do the kindness.
We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.